The Canon R6 Mark II, I've been having it for a while, and I think it's been like a year since it's been out. I'm not 100% sure. I got it like probably April, I think so, May, around there. Let me tell you, this camera has booked me a bunch of work, a bunch of things that I would have never thought I would experience. And it's like, I didn't even try, didn't do anything for it. I'm actually standing for this video, which I never really do. I'm always sitting down, but the tripod is too high and I don't want to move it, and then because I'm gonna just film something else right now. But the Canon R6 Mark II has been out for a while, and look, I'm not a pro or anything. I'm just like, I'm someone that enjoys camera equipment because I've always liked social media, done it for like a while. If you've been on the channel, you know that I had an M50 and moved on from there. Tried Sony cameras, Canon cameras, compact cameras, basically everything. You know, I didn't know the difference between a DSLR and a mirrorless camera. I thought a DSLR camera was a camera where you could switch lenses, and then the compact ones was a mirrorless one. But anyways, we've come a long way. I've been learning for a bit, and like stuff about lenses, camera bodies, the mirrorless versus DSLR, APS-C, 1-inch sensors. There's a lot. Oh, I'm recording on the DJI Pocket 3, just so you guys know, because I sold my Sony ZV-1. I kind of want to get another one because it's cool, it's small, but it's like this camera's better. Or I need a APS-C camera. I kind of want to get Canon R7, but I like the Sony A6700 because it's cool. It has a lot of dials. It's like a pro camera. It has 3 different dials where the Canon one has like 2. But then that's like a whole different like lens mount and everything. So I don't know. Maybe I'll keep this, get the new R5 Mark II or R1, what comes out. Something small like this, you know, because the R1 or like the R3, they're huge. They're like, it's a battery group basically. But anyways, I've been having this thing for almost a year now, and I have no complaints really. Like I said, I'm not a pro, so it's not like I use every specific feature like C-Log and all those like high-end features, I guess I'd say, or like more professional features. Most of the time, I just shoot manual now. Unless it's like some vlogging, then it's like auto, because you know it changes just whenever. But most of the time I shoot manual, set it up, or like if I'm making these videos, it's like sit down and then I put the settings and that's it, we're good. Something that I would like, and I don't know if it's like available, you guys let me know, but it's a product showcase mode. You know the Sony ZV line? Yeah, they have it. This Sony ZV-1, the Mark II, the F, the E10, and the E1. They all have it where it's like you show a product, even this little camera does. Like you show a product and then boom, it switches. You see? Where this thing, it has to focus with the lens. So if there's something like that, let me know, because I'll for sure add that. It'll make these videos so much easier than having to wait and then start talking and then, you know, you have to cut all that. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you my biggest thing on why I got this camera and why I really enjoy it so much. So first thing, right? My plan was, oh yeah, let me tell you something though. I got a lot of EF lenses because I was like, I have a M50. I have other Canon cameras where if I wanted to, I could just get lenses for cheap, the EF lenses, mount it on the other ones because I could just use what's called a speed booster and make them almost basically the same thing as a full frame, like the quality, the aperture and all that. But then I realized that that probably isn't the best thing because the resale can be pretty difficult and the value on them is pretty low now, which is good because you could buy them for cheap, but it's kind of bad because you can't really sell them and I guess retain the money if you bought it at full price. That's the only thing that sucks. But what I do like about using this is I have an ND filter on my adapter. So it's a variable one, so I can just change it. I'll show you guys right now. So basically I just move it, look, it changes. So that's pretty cool. So that's usually what I have on it. And then I just use some EF lens. But recently I've been thinking about getting the 70-200 f2.8 RF mount. So I am going to need a variable ND filter for that. But since it's so long, it's kind of like, instead of going like this, I could just go like this, you know? So I'd say just invest in the RF mount lenses. So everything else that you have, or just have it there, but don't buy EF lenses anymore. I think it's not that worth it, especially if you want this to be like your career. But just know that whatever you spent, you're not gonna get that back, maybe less than half. So that's really up to you guys. But anyways, this is the first camera that I had that had IBIS, so in-body stabilization. This is the first camera that I had that has a covered sensor, so it's protected. This is the first camera that I had that had like a little mic port and headphone port. And yes, it has HDMI and some other things that I have no idea what they are because I don't use it. This thing has dual card slots, so you can put 2 SD cards in there if you guys want. If you guys are gonna get SD cards, get these. These are pretty good, the SanDisk ones. But get the 128 bare minimum. This is like an old one that I had when I had an M50. Another thing that I like is that it has 3 dials, so if you're shooting manual, it's really easy. Move right here, and move up here. Then you can set up your settings real quick. I really don't use the viewfinder because I don't really take photos like that. If I do, I just use the screen because I feel like everyone nowadays is really used to just using the screen on their phone. Like we all just take pictures like that, you know? This is my first camera that I've had that's a full frame. This is considered like a semi-pro camera, but I think it's a really good camera. Like it's, I guess a pro camera in my opinion, because it's like, it has IBIS. Low light is better than the R5s. People that have the R5 and then the R3, they were telling me, oh, do you want to trade cameras? Like, I'll trade you it if you give me your camera. Because they like it that much that they rented it out and they were like, oh, it's that good, I should get it. And I was like, no, because it's my first camera. It kind of has like a sentimental value, but at the same time, like, I'm trying not to be too attached to equipment because then you start hoarding things and it's like, that's not always a good thing. This thing only shoots 4K up to 60 frames per second. If you want anything slower than that, you're gonna have to go to 1080. I think it goes to 1080 frames per second in 1080, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's good enough. 60 frames is good enough right now. And the 4K isn't cropped like other cameras. Like the R10 does have a crop. The R7 does not have a crop. So it's just the 1.6 crop because of the APS-C, and it doesn't give an additional crop. Another cool thing too is that right here you can see there's 2 different things. You can switch it to photo or video. So my manual settings is going to be different on both photo and video, which is good. So if I'm switching over and over, I don't have to like switch it like right away. It's like, oh, I'm gonna miss a shot or something. No, like I'm always gonna have the shot because it's 2 different settings. People talk about the battery life, and I'm not really sure because shooting 1080 doesn't waste as much energy as 4K. So this is what the battery looks like. It's pretty big, I'd say, but you just plop it in there and that's it. And the good thing about this is that if it's like on the tripod, you just open it, switch it, and not remove it off the tripod, which some people talk about. But yeah, that's really important to like a lot of people. The DJI Mic 3 tripod on this thing, crazy. I mean, there's really nothing else I really can say because like I know some of the features, but I'm not like too heavy into this tech stuff. It's just from a beginner, what's the best thing? How do I feel about it? Do I recommend it? Do I recommend it? Yes, I do recommend it. If you're looking for like a pro body, this is what you're gonna get. You have to get this thing. Unless you want to wait for like the newer ones that are gonna come out, then it's like, it should be out in a few months, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But you gotta realize they are gonna be pretty expensive. When I first got mine, it was around $3,000. But I'm seeing them around $2,000 for just the body, which is a pretty good deal because that's how much the R6 cost, the first version. So yeah, get this thing. It's pretty good in my opinion. I mean, you can only go up from here. It's a good body to learn from. And oh yeah, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I got some jobs and I guess clients that I never thought I would have got, or work with people that I never thought I would work with. But at the same time, I really wasn't looking for it. But basically, we have a big team that's called the Sacramento Kings, where I live, right? I shot a few things for them. It's more private things, so we can't like share it. And then in San Francisco, Sutter Health, like the hospital, which is kind of big. Like we shot something in there, had a few things, but most of these things you can't show because there's NDAs and all that, which kind of sucks. But like I was able to work with artists, influencers, just do a lot of things with this thing. Like I'm pretty blessed, I'd say. Like I didn't look for these things. They just came up because I had this camera. I've gotten compliments on the photos, videos, they look so professional. And it's all because of this camera. Yes, they say that it's not the camera, it's the person that's holding it. Like if I didn't have the camera, I probably wouldn't have the confidence to like do those, or the quality wouldn't really be there, even though the shots aren't the best. Like you guys know what I mean. But get this thing, there's gonna be a bunch of links in the description. I always forget to mention that, but it's basically what I use and what I recommend. So make sure to like and subscribe, comment something, let me know what you guys think. What cameras do you guys have? What do you use? What type of videos do you make? and all these different type of things. Just let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.